My good people, message of the day for episode number 24 comes to us from the great late iconic Fred Rogers, aka Mr. Rogers. And he had this to say about not only loving yourself, but loving your neighbors. I had the opportunity to interview my pastor, and we spoke about the conflict in the Middle East between the Palestinian people, especially those that live in the Gaza Strip, and the Israeli state. Now, as of this recording, that conflict is still ratchet to level 10. It doesn't seem to be any ceasefire anytime soon. Over the week, I seen images of innocent Palestinian women, men, and children that got caught, unfortunately, in the barrage of the Israeli missiles. So there's a lot of casualties on that side. The Hamas also still have a lot of hostages from their initial attack on the state of Israel within their care, and their families is just begging and pleading with the Hamas to please return their families safe to them. And there's also some Americans that are being held hostage as well. Also, this past week in Brooklyn, a neighbor went upstairs and was complaining about the noise from the upstairs neighbor, and that resulted in a father and a son losing their life. We'll get into that a little more. Also, from the last time we recorded, there was a mass shooting in Maine which left 18 people killed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in serious trouble if we don't start loving each other more. If we don't start loving ourselves a little more. The constant cycle of random death that is going on in America, it makes you a person feel that humanity is lost, that humanity is doomed. And I have to be honest, it's just not only in America, it's pretty much throughout the whole entire world. But I really do still feel in my heart that the vast majority of human beings that live on this planet Earth are good, hardworking, loving people, despite the facts to the contrary, that it seems like we all have an appetite for destruction. I pray and hope that God loves us a little more each and every day, because it seems like we're not loving ourselves a lot lately, and we're damn sure not loving our neighbors a lot lately. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into episode number 24. My good people, welcome back. This is episode number 24. This is your boy Marc. This whole situation right here is Don't Kill the Messenger podcast. What's up, my good people? How's everyone? Hope everyone is doing, bro. Fall is here. Fall is here. Fall is here. I'm here talking crap late at night. Why? Because I'm literally going to get an extra hour of sleep. So I figure let me bang this out real quick and give it to my people. And yeah, man, it's over, baby. It's going to start getting dark at 4:30, man. But, you know, it is what it is. It's so funny because when I started the podcast, I was wearing a hoodie, right? And then the seasons start changing. And then, you know, I will have on T-shirts because it's hot. And now it's literally about to be hoodie season once again, man. That just goes to show you, I say it all the time, man. Time flies. It waits for nobody. We're falling back with time this week, ladies and gents. So I just came in not too long ago from a funeral, from a wake. I don't know if you guys tuned in to the last episode, but at the beginning of that episode, I kind of gave an in memoriam to my aunt Denise. We call her Nisi. And today was actually her wake and funeral and repast. And you know, I got to see family members that from that side of the family. It's pretty much my cousin's side of the family. Like, I don't have any blood relations to him, but me and this fool was so close that if you seen him, you seen me. So they always embraced me and showed me love and things like that. So today was the wake. I went there and, you know, I seen a lot of family members, man. And I'm just looking at these people, and I'm just thinking, damn, man. Not in a bad way, but I'm just like, they're getting older, man. They really are. And there's something about being in your middle age, especially as you knock on the door of 50, that everyone that just seemed to be so full of life and like superhero like when you were a kid, they start to get sort of health issues and ailments. And unfortunately, some pass away. Because the last time I saw my Aunt Nisi was at her sister, my Aunt Carol, funeral last year, and it just tripped me out. Like, that is literally the last time I seen this woman was at a funeral, and now I'm going to her funeral. So, my prayers is always with the family. I love that side of the family. One thing about death, though, of course, it could always go left for families and it could kind of fracture families. But just seeing my two cousins kind of get stronger and banding together, it warms my heart. It really does. Me and my oldest cousin, we always go back and forth. We're kind of like Israel and Hamas lately. I'm always throwing a Scud missile his way, and he's always throwing a Scud missile my way. But if I follow my own advice and love others, and as I always say at the end of the show, I realize that our little back and forth, it's all to do about nothing, because God forbid if something happened to that guy or any one of my family members, man, I would be a wreck. So I say all that to say, if you have a family member out there and it's something that could be hashed out, something that could be talked about, don't hold on to petty grudges, man, because at the end of the day, we're all going to be ending up in somewhere, whether you want to be buried in a box or you want to be in someone's still urn. It pretty much ends the same way. And when the Reverend was talking today, I don't know, man, he just said something that resonated with me. We should not be only getting together for funerals. We should be celebrating each other while we're still here, while we're still alive. I do this once a month brunch and once a month football Sunday with my dear friends Julio and Jason. And I got to tell you, man, I look forward to those things, man. I look forward to it. I make effort, like I make a concise effort to make sure that I can be available for the days that we pencil in, because it's important. And honestly, it's not only it's important, it's needed, man. No matter if you're a family man, no matter if you're, in a situation, you're always going to need that time with your friends to just kind of, just talk the talk, man, whether it's you hanging with your boys or hanging with your girls, man. So, it's just much needed, man. So let's just try to love each other more, my people. Let's try to love ourselves more. The world's going batshit crazy. I don't know what's going on, but it's just some real trippy times. Now, before we talk our talk, you know what I need you to do? I need you to hit that like button. I need you to hit the subscribe button. I need you to hit the notification bell. Thank you very much. And also thank you, my people, for bigging me up for that last episode. That last episode was literally my first time interviewing somebody. I interviewed my pastor and we was just talking our talk. I wanted to get some perspective on and some, history lessons about the Hamas. Well, not the Hamas, but just the Palestinian and Israel conflict throughout the years. And, I left there gaining a bit of knowledge. But I also did my research too, so I knew what I was, talking about before I went into it, and he schooled me to some things that I didn't know. But it was good to have his perspective. Now, what I really want to do, and I don't know how, I was talking to a family member today, my cousin, and he's gonna try to get a Palestinian person to come and give his side of the story, because, like I said, this podcast, you want to talk to everybody. You want to get the sides of everything. So I don't know if you're watching this, cuz, but if you can pull the trigger on that interview, bro, BBQ's on me, my friend, because that would be something I would love to do. I'm really going to try to do more interviews. I got another interview. I really want to interview this Bronx entrepreneur he has his own clothing store in the Bronx. I'm gonna hit him up. I really want to interview him and pick his brain, because I just think the kid has a fascinating story. I really do, man, and I low-key admire him a lot. So we're gonna see what we could do. All right, so NBA is here, yo. The NBA is here. The Knicks are 2-3, and okay, let's talk about the NBA real quick. So I was doing research for the podcast because I hadn't really watched the Knicks yet, even though the NBA started like a week and a half ago. So it seems like the NBA has something called an in-season tournament. I ain't going to lie to you. I was like, what is this? Apparently, they pulled the trigger on it in August. And the in-season tournaments, let me tell you about this in-season tournament. All right. So it takes place in in the month of November, right? So it takes place. And then the championship played. It's called the NBA Cup. It's kind of like what they do in the Euro leagues in soccer. And they go to Las Vegas to play for the championship of the NBA Cup in the beginning of December. Why the hell are they doing this, man? By the way, when I was reading this, I hated it off the bat. I was like, yo, what is the NBA doing? So as I do start doing research, I'm going to try to break it down for y'all if y'all don't know about this, or if you know about it and you confused like I was. So let's just take the Eastern Conference, for example, right? There's 3 groups. All the teams are grouped in, right? So it's Group 1, it's Group A, Group B, and Group C, right? Now, there's 5 teams in each group. And each team is gonna play at least one team one time. So you're going to play 4 games pretty much. And then the winners out of those groups all advance to the next round. But there's also a wild card team. So the next round will be 4 teams playing. And then those 4 teams will play each other, right? And then now you only have 2 teams left. And then those teams will play each other. And now that team, let's say the Eastern Conference, whoever wins, will play the team who just did the same thing in Group A, B, C in the West. You follow me so far? Because I'm telling you, I might just throw up a video because I'm explaining this to you right now and the shit is confusing me. So that's what's gonna happen. And then when those last 2 teams standing, they go out to Las Vegas in a neutral site. And they'll play for the inaugural first NBA Cup. Why is the NBA doing this? So when I was researching, I was like, why the hell is the NBA doing this? Man, I grew up on NBA on NBC, bro. I want no parts of this. This is corny. This is gimmicky. Why are y'all doing this? They're doing this because they said that the viewership is really low during the first months of the NBA. So to spice things up, let's do what the European leagues do and give an in-season tournament. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's pretty dope. I really wanted to hate it, man. I really wanted to hate it, the in-season tournament. But here's why I say it's dope. 1, it got my attention. I was like, okay, let me see what this is about. So I'm tuning in immediately to see what the in-season tournament is about, right? So now I'm tuned in, right? So the Knicks were playing the Bucks. Second reason why it caught my attention. Yo, the courts are fire, bro. Did y'all see that Golden State court? Because when these tournaments happen, this in-season tournaments happen, they switch up the whole entire court. So the court is not gonna like a regular season court. Yo, it was fire. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't wait to see what the Knicks in tournament season courts look like. So that happened. The Knicks and Bucks played a phenomenal game. It went down to the wire, but we're the New York Knicks, baby. We're gonna lose, okay? So that's what the in-tournament season's in-tournament season's about. But let's get into my beloved Knicks. I'm not making no predictions on the Knicks because I only got one prediction. You ever seen Rocky 3 when Mr. T was like, I predict pain?
Prediction? Yes, prediction. Pain.
Yo, bro, I'm telling you right now, that's gonna be the season for the Knicks. Pain. And here's why. Julius Randle's back, man, and Julius Randle is off to a horrible start. First of all, Julius Randle comes back, right, and he cuts his hair. He don't even have braids anymore. Now he's pissing me off when he had hair. Julius Randle without hair is driving me nuts. It's only been 5 games into the season, bro. I'm like, yo, what are we doing, Julius Randle? Do you understand? Hold on. Let me get up Julius Randle's stats because I think I just like to really pick on this guy because I ain't gonna lie, I picked on him a little bit last season. Okay, so this is the 23-24 season. Julius Randle is averaging as 5 games in 13.7 points, 27% from the field goal range. Guys, you understand that? He's shooting 27%. When he's trying to take 2-pointers. He is shooting 22% from threes, guys. Okay, he's averaging 10.5 rebounds. I mean, he got no choice. He's not scoring. And he's averaging 5.2 assists, which honestly isn't bad. Guys, what are we going to do with Jules, man? I think listen, it's not that I'm on the Jalen Brunson, freight train, which I probably am, but Julius Randle's horrible, guys. He don't fit the system. This is Julius Randle's game. Go down, bully ball, back up, eat 21 seconds off the clock. One or two things is going to happen when it hits 22 seconds. He's either going to try to pass it out to the guy who now literally has 2 seconds to shoot the ball, or he's going to force a stupid wild shot, which is why he's shooting 27% from the field, and it goes on and on and on. Or Julius Randle is going to be found flown somewhere out near the three-pointer land, and he's going to take that goofy-ass left-handed three-pointer. I don't know about you, but I think I can speak for all Knicks fans when I say, yo, man, this is over. We got to get rid of Julius Randle, bro. It's not happening. It's not happening. So, I don't know. I normally make predictions about my Knicks because right now, the predictions I made for the Giants, I was watching the Giants game this past Sunday with some friends. I mean, I had way more fun with my friends than I did watching the actual. I can't even tell you what happened. I know we lost. I can't tell you what happened. The Giants was horrible. So I'm not going to make a prediction. No, I will make a prediction. Pain. Yo, Don't Kill the Messenger podcast prediction. Pain, bro. It's going to be pure pain for the NBA season as in regards to the Knicks.
Pain.
Now, speaking of basketball, since the last time we potted, Dwight Howard was in the news, and here's why. If you don't know, I'll fill you in. Okay, so Dwight Howard was in the news because there was a lawsuit that he's being hit with, where someone said that he allegedly sexually assaulted him. Okay, so you're like, this is not uncommon for unfortunately for a pro athlete to be accused of sexually assaulting a person. But here's why this one is a little, we're so immature as men. We're gonna make fun of this type of stuff. I'm sorry, we just are. But here's why this one is like, oh, okay. All right, so apparently the guy I just gave it away. Apparently the person he sexually assaulted is a transgender person who goes by the name of Kitty. Yes. So the Dwight Howard meets this person on IG. The person slides into Dwight Howard's DM, and I guess he came over to Dwight Howard house for a very good time. And then another dude came out, and it seemed like, I don't know, this wasn't what the guy signed out for. Now, when they said a third person came out, I don't know why. You guys ever watch American Horror Story? Remember the dude with the all black latex? I don't know why, but why do I feel like the Gimp came out of a bedroom or something? I don't know. Something crazy was going on. So anyway, this goes on. And of course, it made all the news and stuff like that because we are now a country, including myself, of a bunch of gossiping ass people who have opinions and start their own little podcast. So everybody got everything to say about Dwight Howard sexual assault.
Documents also say Dwight performed non-consensual on the man. And there was a lot more said in the court documents. And at first, Dwight responded to everything by trying to joke about the situation by making a silly video. But then Dwight actually did speak on the situation on live. So I'm going to roll the clip and I'm going to let y'all see it.
Nosy, worried about what I'm doing in my bed. Hell, the people who know what's going on in my bed, they know what the hell going on with my bed. And what the hell I do in it. That ain't for everybody on the internet. That ain't for no blogs. That ain't for no websites. I don't got to tell nobody where I put my wood at, since y'all want to get to it. That ain't nobody business where I put my shit at. Y'all just
can't even lie to you. What that man does in his bedroom is his business. He's not lying. He's absolutely 100,000% correct. But I don't want to talk about that, okay? Because everyone is talking about that. I want to talk about the basketball player, Dwight Howard. I want to talk about a couple of things. Dwight Howard was left off the NBA 75th anniversary team, and I don't think he should have been left off. Ladies and gentlemen, Dwight Howard, the basketball player, is future Hall of Famer, whether you like him or not. He's a future Hall of Famer. They put Anthony Davis on that top 75 list before they even put Dwight Howard, which honestly is damn near criminal. Do you understand Dwight Howard, when he was playing defense, he had a knack for getting to the balls? I'm sorry. He had a knack for getting to the ball. Dwight Howard was really good with D. And by all accounts, Dwight Howard was a hell of a teammate.
Dribble it once and then dribble it.
Yo, I'm so juvenile. This would never not be funny to me. It just is. It's funny to me. I'm sorry. But I do love all people. So these are just jokes. Don't get your panties in the uproar. Now, listen, here's the thing, though. And here's why I want to know. Why? Okay, so it seems like gay people always want to be accepted and they want people to accept how they live in their lifestyle and yada, 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 right? Okay, cool, whatever. If that's how you rocking, that's how you rocking. Honestly, like Dwight Howard said, it's really none of our business. I'm heterosexual. I sleep with my wife. I don't want people to know sometimes I like to dress up in a little furry bunny suit. Okay, forget, we ain't gonna go there, but listen, it's nobody's business, right? So why does it seem like gay dudes out dudes who don't necessarily want to be known, who necessarily don't want it to let it be known that this is what they do in their bed, why do they use that as it seems like a weapon? It seems like they weaponize another person's gayness against them for some sort of gain or just to blow up the spot. I think that's wrong, to be honest with you, man, because honestly speaking, if you want people to be accepting of your lifestyle and you say there's nothing wrong with your lifestyle and that people shouldn't trip over it, why do the people within that lifestyle seem to always want to blow up the spot of that person within that lifestyle who might not necessarily want people to know they're in that lifestyle? Because maybe they're not comfortable. Maybe they don't know how their family might react to it, so on and so forth. So I always just found that curious. Why would they always seem to use that, as a weapon against a person who might not necessarily want to come out? I think a person, if you want to come out and let the world know you like dudes, or if you're a chick and you want to let a person, if you want to come out and let people know that you like chicks, it should be up to that person's discretion and that person's time. I'm not judging, man. To each their own. Do what you want to do. Okay, so MAXIM magazine came out with the top 100 women. Now I'm talking about the Australian version of the magazine. They came out with this list, and who's number one on the list? Margaret Robbie is number one on MAXIM's list of the hottest women in the world. You don't know who that is? You're living under a rock. She's Harley Quinn. She's Barbie. She's the chick in the Wolf of Wall Street. She's hot. I would take Ashanti over her, but hey, what do I know? So anyway, she is number one on this list. So why is this list such a big deal? Why did this list make, people get pissed off? Why people don't like to see Barbie at number one? What's going on? Nah, it's not that, bro. I'm going to tell you why. And by the way, I haven't spoken about these people. Well, not these people, but I haven't spoken about these issues in a very long time. At least since episode number 4. I think it's about time we kind of revisited this thing, baby. It's episode number 24, man. So we're going to talk about it. Okay, so coming in all the way in at number 92 on the list was a person named Danny Laley, a transgender woman. And Laley was a coach for the Australian Football League before transitioning in 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put a picture of Danny Laley right here. There you go. See that jawline, bro? That jawline is mighty strong. Yo, bro, come on, man. Let's talk about it. Come on. What are we? We're adults, right? We're going to talk about this. Some of these people that transition, Yo, bro, they don't even try. It's like they throw on makeup and a wig, and it's like I Am Woman, Hear Me Raw. Come on, dog. Look at this guy, man. Look at him. No, he's number 92. You're telling me he's hotter than the other 8? You telling me this guy right here is hotter than the other 8 chicks below him? It's like, come on, man. What are we doing, man? What are we doing? So this guy, this late woman that used to be a dude, that used to be, mind you, he was a burly dude, you know. He came and he transitioned in 2020, and now he's on Maximum's hot list at number 92. So what's the problem? Problem is this. Apparently, homie was in some trouble in 2020, and he was in some trouble because he allegedly stalked another woman, waited outside her house, was taking all type of photos. Homie was wilding out when he was a dude. He was doing pure pervy dude shit. And apparently, he was facing some serious allegations and maybe even serious charges. But here's the thing. As soon as he's transitioned, disappeared, baby. It's like a magic wand, dog. You're like, yo, first you see the rabbit, now you don't. And it was gone. And now he's being applauded, and now he's being lauded, and now he's being celebrated as a voice for what do you call them? Not trans. You can't say transvestites in 2023, can you? For them, you know what I'm talking about. So he's number 92. People are pissed off. They're saying everything like, this ain't right, this ain't fair. And I got to be honest with you, they are right. So now let's expand on that, because something else also happened too that has something to do with transitioning women. Okay, so now, along the lines of that, the North American Grappling Association reversed its policy after a tournament boycott because transgender fighters were banned from competing against women. Now, a recent Brazilian jiu-jitsu tournament held on October 21st, 2023 in Georgia featured a few transgender athletes overbearing female athletes in the women category. Most of the cisgender, when they say cisgender, that pisses me off. Cisgender, what the hell does that mean? Most of the female athletes, cisgender, what is that? Most of the real chicks withdrew from competing in the event after observing many transgender athletes in the women category. After the female athletes renounced competing against trans athletes, the organization released a statement announcing a revision in its policy regarding the transgender female athletes competing in the NAGA events. The organization stated that henceforth only cisgender real women female athletes will compete in the women's category, yada, 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 yada. Now, listen, this is my thing with this thing, and I say it 1,000 times, and I'm not dumping on people. At the end of my show, I say love yourself, love others, and, man, there's not a hateful bone in my body, man, except for Julius Randle. Guys, how can I put this? When people transition, you never have a woman who becomes a man who now wants to go fight a male sumo wrestler. That never happens in the history of all this transitional stuff, right? Never. But more times, a lot of more times than none, you have a dude who wants to transition over to being a woman who now wants to take his talents and compete against women. And a lot of times when these guys, these athletes who used to be men, who were born with a lot of testosterone and bolitos, when they go against the women, they end up shattering women's records and beating records and outrunning them by miles and outlifting them by pounds, and it just becomes something that's unfair. Guys, I feel sorry for those people who feel like they were born in the wrong body. I don't know what that's like. I really feel like I was born in the right body. And I like being a dude. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I had to come back and do it again, I'll do it again. Maybe with more money in my pocket. But I like being a guy. Being a guy is fun. It just really is. You get to do cool dude shit, right? So I feel bad for those people who feel like they were born in a wrong body. However, you have to be a complete maniac to not see that men who transition into women going against real biological women, guys, it's not fair. That's why we made women's sports and men's sports to level the playing field. It's not fair to the women. And if you speak out against this sort of stuff, it doesn't make you anti anything. It just makes you a person with common sense to go, hey, don't do that to the ladies, man. That's not fair to them. Women get into women's to get into sports to play against other women, not dudes. That's not right. I don't know how I would feel if my youngin', let's say she grows up and she wants to get into like, jiu-jitsu or, or MMA or any combat. So just use combat sports, for example. Any combat sport. And now she's playing against, let's say she's 13, and now she's going to wrestle or fight against another 13-year-old, a boy that is now, he just put on a wig and a makeup because he identifies as a woman, and now he's in the square circle or whatever it is, and he's beating the mess out of my kid. I would be livid, man. That's not fair to women. I think we need to start protecting our women more and start speaking up about these things, even if it seems by speaking up by these things that you might be called anti this or anti that. No, you're not anti anything. It's just common sense. It's just dudes can't play against women. I really wish, that they can have something where they can have their own league and compete, amongst each other with people who feel the same way. But honestly, and like I said, I listen, I'm just some dumb bus driver who does a podcast here and there. I don't think there's enough people that fits that type of person that where you can start your own, transgender, let's say basketball league or transgender, swimming against each other. I'm not sure if there's enough transgender athletes to do that, but I just really feel like it's unfair to the young ladies to have them go against, people that were once guys. I just think it's really unfair to them. Okay, so speaking of lists, there was a whole other list that made the internet on fire in between pods, and that was the date list. Now, listen, this lady gets on TikTok, right? And I call this the angry black woman. No, I call this the angry black bougie chick list, right? That's what I called it at first. Cause I was like, bro, a bougie black woman had to make this list. You have got to be shitting me. There's no way. This did not come from a sister.
You're recording me?
Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
But it seems like some other people were chiming in about this list. Now, if you haven't heard about this list, it's this list about where you shouldn't take people for the first date. Well, women feel like a man shouldn't take them on a first date. And okay, so here's a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date. And thank you to the ladies who reached out to me. This is what she said and made my list. Okay, let's start from the bottom. Number 20. Remember, there's a list of 28. We're going to try to, real quick. Number 28, sporting events. Are you kidding me? Guys, I'm from the Bronx. And let's just say you're dating a nice young Spanish woman, particularly a Puerto Rican, and she loved the Yankees. I guarantee you, take her to a Yankee game, she will marry you. So number 28 is dumb to me. You can't take, or any chick. Let's say you in the Midwest and you have this young lady. She's like a super Minnesota Viking fan, and you want to get to know her. And hey, man, let's go catch a football game. What chick wouldn't mind that? So that's dumb. Number 27 was Waffle House. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. Maybe the first date shouldn't be Waffle House, but yo, I'm not trying to. Yo, bro, I'm not taking any Waffle House slander anytime. Your Waffle House is delicious. You might get a heart attack. You might go into a diabetic seizure. These things are possible, but is it worth it? Every greasy bite, every cheesy grit morsel of anything that comes out of a Waffle House it's worth being close to death. Yeah, would I take a chick there for the first date? No, but I mean, is it the worst place to go? No. Waffle House is tasty. Don't front. All right, a bar for drinks. Yo, ma, how you sound? You don't want to go. You on a date with a guy, y'all go to a bar for drinks. Y'all just go kick it and talk. And sometimes, especially if it's a first date, alcohol kind of loosens you up. And now you guys, you feel free to talk. Now you feel comfortable. I mean, I'm not saying get drunk, but alcohol, I mean, a couple of drinks at a bar is not going to hurt no one. That could be an icebreaker, a hookah bar. I agree with this. I think hookah smokers are disgusting. Shout out to my peoples. Stop smoking that fucking hookah. It's disgusting. Nightclubs, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like a nightclub might be not the greatest first date. Bowling, whoever put that there is boring. Your bowling is a lit first date. I'm sorry, man. It is a fun first date. I mean, sometimes you don't want to sit down and let's have fun. Let's see how good you can bowl. Let's loosen up. I think bowling would be a dope first date. Somewhere that requires a long drive at 22. Okay, you're boring. A movie night, Hulu, Netflix, etc. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. Maybe the first date shouldn't be at someone's crib. That's probably like the fifth date when you're really trying to, do what you do. You're like, yo, come to the crib. We're gonna watch Netflix. You ain't gonna watch Netflix, but it might go down. All right, number 20, family functions. Let me see. If I'm dating a chick, would I invite her to the family barbecue? That's not considered a date to me. I mean, you could invite her, yo, listen, I'm going to the family barbecue, roll with. That's not considered a date to me, but there's nothing wrong with that. Ice cream dates, you're boring, you're whack. You telling me you don't like a good ice cream? Stop it, ma. Coffee dates, let me tell you something. That's why I know a bougie black chick wrote this, bro. I'm telling you right now. If you're trying to date a Karen and you tell her, hey, let's go grab a cup of coffee, she's going. She's going. Like, straight up. She's going to Starbucks, bro. What are you talking about? Coffee dates are the greatest. Oh, number 17, Starbucks. Whoever, church. Listen, maybe not for the first date, but one of my first 3 dates, I ain't gonna lie to y'all guys. I took my wife invited me to friends and family at our old church. That's how we knew we was getting serious. It was like the 3rd or 4th day. She like, you come to church with me. I could say any time I was in her presence, to me, that's a date. That's just how I looked at it. The gym. I ain't gonna lie. The gym probably won't be a good first date. Denny's. Okay, I'm agreeing with that. I ain't gonna take a chick first date out to Denny's. IHOP. Okay, maybe not IHOP. A buffet, depending on the buffet. Some buffets is good. Red Lobster. Let me tell you something. I'm from the Bronx, New York. If I really like you, you're going to Red Lobster, ma. Red Lobster. Yo, them cheesy biscuits is hitting, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why Red Lobster's on this list. Wingstop. All right, I ain't gonna lie. First date, don't take a chick to Wingstop. I mean, Wingstop is effing delicious, but I want to take a chick there for the first date. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Buffalo Wild Wings. Now, Buffalo Wild Wings is a little different from Wingstop because Wingstop, it's kind of like, you go there, order, get your stuff, go, or you order before, pick it up and go. But there's nothing wrong with having a first date at Buffalo Wild Wings. Yo, where y'all think we supposed to take you on a first date? Like, where do you think you're supposed to go? What's wrong with a first date at Buffalo Wild Wings talking crap or, whatever? Any fast food chain. Yeah, I guess not. You don't want to take a chick to, McDonald's. And by the way, McDonald's, we'll get into that a little later. McDonald's, the prices, I mean, guys, don't eat McDonald's. That shit is way too expensive for something that's going to eventually kill you. I'm telling you, we're going to get into that later. So, right, I kind of agree with you. Yo, house. Yo, if I'm inviting the chick on a first date to my house, yo, I really don't think that highly of you, bro. I'm just like, yo, come here, ma. You know what I'm inviting you here for? The movies, you're corny. You're corny if you, and mind you, the movies is at number 6, man. Your house was at number 7. Yo, the movies at number 6. You don't want to go to the movies? Who don't want to go to the movies? I think me and my wife's one of our first dates was the movies. The movies is great. What are you talking about? Don't let it be a Marvel movie. Mom, I'm inviting you. You want to go? Go. You don't? You don't. But get out of here. Olive Garden. You know what? They're right. Olive Garden should be a first date. And here's why. Olive Garden is expensive. And I'm not spending that much money on your bougie ass, who's probably a 6, who spends $1,000 trying to make herself get to be an 8 with your fake ass hair and your eyelashes and all that shit you got to put on to make yourself be an 8. Yeah, you're right, Ma. I'm not taking you to Olive Garden. You know, you're not going to Olive Garden. Olive Garden is expensive. You're right. I'm not taking you there. Chipotle's healthy. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to take a chick there for the first date. Okay, Chili's. I don't know. The name Chili's is just it low-key sound bad. So maybe not the first date. But so what? If you go to Chili's for a first date, you're just getting to, listen, okay. Chili's is number 3. Applebee's is number 2. Cheesecake Factory is number 1. Ladies, whoever wrote this, I don't know who you think you are, but prices of everything is up. And the first date is you really trying to get to know a person. You're not trying to wow a person. You're not trying to show a person how much money you got in the bank account. It's just how I'm thinking. You know, and mind you, I'm old, so I can only imagine how this younger generation is thinking. I'm not trying to show you that I have more than what I really have. So you're telling me you're above and sitting your ass down and getting a 2 for $6 at Applebee's, and then you said the Cheesecake Factory is number 1. Cheesecake Factory's, by the way, is delicious. Like, the Cheesecake Factory food is all right, I'm telling you. And the Cheesecake Factory is not cheap. So this whole entire list had everyone giving their opinions. And of course, because I do a podcast, I'm going to give you my opinion. These women are out of control. Women, can you imagine if we made a list and told you these are the 28 things we expect as men on the first date? Number 1. I mean, read my mind if you think what I'm thinking number 1 is. Can you imagine that outrage? It's absurd. It is so absurd. So what are you looking for? You're looking for a sugar daddy? You're looking for a bank account? Or you're looking for a person you can build with? Yeah, I'm telling you, the first 3 dates of me and my wife was literally BBQs. Then I think, did we go to Dave and Buster's? I don't know. We went somewhere. We was playing air hockey. By the way, air hockey's our thing. Even when we went on this last vacation, we played air hockey. That's our thing. She beat my ass too. That motherfucker, I got to get her back. And then BBQs, some other place. Then it was church. And it was a Knicks game. It was a sports event. We went to a Knicks game because she knew I was and mind you, she wasn't a Knicks fan, but she knew I was a big Knicks fan. So she had some tickets on her that someone had comped her. And we went and we saw the Knicks game, and if I can find that picture of one of our first kisses ever in life, it was at a New York Knicks game, and I believe that's one of the few times that I've been to a New York Knicks game and we won. So what I'm trying to say is, ladies, don't bottle yourself. Don't pigeonhole yourself into a way of thinking. You're never going to find anyone like that. You know, dating is hard out here. Inflation is up. Housing markets is up. And you're telling a man that these are the places these are the places you can't take me because they're beneath me. Well, Mom, where you think he's going to take you to? You think you're going to go to Z Prime? Off deck? Get out of here. Mr. Childs? Off deck? Get out of here. June Lang? Off deck? Get out of here. Man, I don't even know your name, man. You better sit down and eat these goddamn wings. I need to know your background. What are we talking about over here? What are we talking about? And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know, but things are very expensive. Things are super expensive. Do you know there's a report that came out, and for the average American right now in 2023 to own anything, to own a home, we're talking about homes right now, the person has to make, the average American family has to make over $117,000 a year to afford the current house market. The average American, if you take all the American people in America and Americana and you add them all up, I think the average is around $70,000 a year. Everything is up. I just told you fast food prices up. Do you know that a Big Mac meal is like almost $18? Ladies and gentlemen, fast food prices were up 8.2% in April compared to last year, outpacing annual inflation at grocery stores for the first time since early 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, everything's up. So I think women have to be more, well, some women, not all women, have to be realistic. You know, not to go into my inner Kevin Samuels, but I have to say this. All these chicks think that they're good enough to get the top 1% of dudes in the world. They think they're hot enough to get Drake. They think they're hot enough to get, Kevin Durant. They think that they're this hot. Man, no. No, Ma, you're Cheesecake Factory worthy, honey. And it's okay. It's really, hey, I'm a Cheesecake Factory taking guy. I'm not a millionaire. It's okay. It's okay. But please don't dump on the younger generation of brothers who are just trying to, like, they starting off in life. Not every person's gonna jump out the gun at 19 making $200,000 a year. It just doesn't work that way. So I think women have to be a little realistic with themselves. Like I said, not to channel my inner Kevin Samuels, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And I just told you the housing market is crazy. So you have to make over $117,000 a year to even afford a home. The Fed is at 5. I told you guys what the Fed was a couple of episodes ago. The Fed is at 5, which means the commercial interest rate on homes right now is around 8. And the thing about houses, that not only are the interest rates are up, but the housing market is still up. And why would a person sell their home right now if they're locked in, especially if you're locked in at COVID prices, when the interest rates of homes are like 2%, 3%? I'm not trying to sell my home anytime soon. So the demand is high. The homes are scarce. Interest rates is up. Prices is up. Food is up. Gas is up. Your rent is up. The average New Yorker, the rent in a good part of town is comparable to almost paying a mortgage. Maybe even more, depending on when you got your home. So I just think we have to be a little more realistic about life. Not everyone's going to get a baller. Not everyone's going to get the rich guy in the room. And a lot of men shouldn't be, because, there's a saying that men suffer in silence and desperation. And it's true. We're held to a standard. I feel like sometimes men, and Chris Rock said it best, that men are the only species that the love is conditional, and that condition is, what are you going to do for me? What are you going to bring to me? When women, I mean, you look good half the time, and men are bowing down to your feet. So it just seems a little bit unfair to put a list out there to kind of like shit on people, especially men. So if a man, now that list is out there, and if a man it meets a young lady and wants to take her to Cheesecake Factory because he really likes her, and and if she's one of those type of women, and she got her face screwed up, imagine how it's gonna deal with that man's psyche. So the internet, man, there's a gift and a curse, man. A gift and a curse. Okay, so at the beginning of the show, I go on my whole little message of the day. My message of the day, madness, and I told you in there that there was a shooting in Brooklyn involving a man and his son. So let's get into that shooting in Brooklyn real quick. And it's just really sad. Like, if you see it, you're gonna be like, damn. Okay, so a neighbor of a Brooklyn man gunned down along his stepdad. Oh, so the guy was his stepdad. In a daily dispute over noise from their apartment, they remembered the younger victim. Okay, so 2 people died, right? The father was, I'll put his picture up, and I wonder if he was African, because I'm totally going to butcher his name. Vladimir Mandrindal, and he was 47 years old, and his stepson was Chinua Mode, and he was 27 years old. And this happened last week. I believe it happened last Wednesday, actually, from the time I'm recording this, and it happened in Brooklyn. And since then, the guy who did the shooting, I believe a day or 2 days later, he got into it with the police, and he was shot dead as well. So I told you in the beginning of the show that you should love yourself and you should love others. I also hit you with a video from Mr. Rogers saying that, yo, man, you really got to love your neighbors. So what happened? Apparently, these neighbors have been living parallel to each other for the last 4 years, okay? So the African couple lived on top, and the gunman, let me see, I want to tell you the gunman's name real quick. What is this dude's name? What is his name? If I can't find his name, I'll put it, because he was 47 as well. What's this guy's name? I don't know. I'll put it in notes somewhere. Anyway, so okay, Jason Pass. My fault. Okay, so Jason Pass. Okay, so they've been living parallel to each other for 4 years. Apparently, the African couple has some young children as well. And Jason Pass lives beneath them, and he always complained that they're always making noise. They're driving him crazy. Well, apparently this day, Jason Pass had enough of it, and he went upstairs to confront the dad or the family about the noise. Now, apparently before he got upstairs, he banged on the ceiling. You ever live, of course, you live in an apartment building and you know someone's making too much noise. You go, no, yeah. He banged on the ceiling. Boom, boom, boom. And apparently the father stomped back. Boom, boom, boom. So that prompted Jason Pass to walk upstairs. Now, we're going to watch the video together. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is very graphic. I doubt I'm going to put the bloodier parts in there. I'm probably going to stop it just so I won't get flagged by YouTube and they, won't kind of go crazy with it. But let's look at this video. And I'm looking at this video for a reason, because we're going to dissect this. Okay, let's go load up this video. It's just crazy stuff, man. It's like really sad, bro. Okay, so let's enlarge this. Okay, so you see, Pass is talking to the father, right? Now the father's he's a big dude. He's he got some size to him. And he's putting on his shoes. Cause he has on shorts. He doesn't have any shirt on, right? So now he's putting on his shoes to go out. Now he steps outside and he confronts him, right? So he said, "Oh, okay." I don't know what prompted him to go back inside. You see how Pass is like going on his waist? You see that? Yeah. But mind you, he's standing there calm. He's not flinching. He's not moving. He's waiting for the guy to come back out. Guys, no matter what you do, especially everybody has cameras. Okay, so now here's the wife. And the wife comes out. And now she is talking to Jason Pass. Let's pause that right here because I got something to say about that. Okay, so now on the internet, a lot of people are saying that this is the wife's fault. They're saying that the wife is the reason why Pass started blacking out, would eventually happen in the video, and will continue. They're saying this is the wife's fault. They're saying that the wife went out there when the husband went back in and she confronted Jason Pass. Now, the reason the internet's saying that is her fault is because when things like this happen, women need to stay out of it. Women need to stay out of men's business. Women need to let men talk. I'm not going to lie to you. I agree to a certain extent. When men are handling men's stuff, women shouldn't get involved. You let those two men talk it up, because sometimes women have a habit of making things worse than what they gotta be. Normally, two dudes, like two real dudes, can there's a little posturing going on, but you can more than none talk things out, and come to a conclusion. Without things going to the next level. Now, like I just said, the internet had blamed her. I understand what they're saying. She should have stood out of men's business, but I don't blame her for what happened. So let's get back into that video. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me fast forward a little. Okay, now the son walks out. Okay, so now the son walks out. The son is walking out. Now the son is walking out because his mom walked out. He don't want his mother out there while the father's inside. I get it. Now the father comes out, okay? So now big man comes out. He has the scissors. Now he's telling her to what? Now he's towering over Jason Pass, right? Now she comes and she grabs her husband. She grabs him and she's grabbing him, like telling him to stop, it seems like. Now she grabs him again, back turn. Now he pulls out the gun, and we're going to stop right there because it gets crazy. Now, as you can see, that beam is on that man's back. Guys, you see the way he's holding that gun? I could tell. The way he's holding that gun, that man is proficient with a firearm. There's no two ways about it. The way he's holding that gun, the way he is holding it. Okay, so that happened. I'm gonna try to press play. Let me see how much I can get away with. No. You know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward that part too. Okay. He said, okay, so I'm gonna just give you a short synopsis of the video without showing it. Okay, so the son runs towards him. He shoots the son by the stairwell. The father tries to run back to the door. The mother runs back in because there's a little girl there, so I guess she's trying to save the little girl. The father falls near the door. Jason Pass goes over the father, and finishes him off with a headshot. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's super cold-blooded. Super cold-blooded. Now, here's the part we're going to start the video from again. He finishes it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most cold-blooded shit I've ever seen in my life. That man waited for the elevator. That man just finished shooting and killing 2 people over a noise dispute. And he went into the elevator, bro, like he was leaving his friend's house. Yo, that was cold-blooded. Super cold-blooded. So now, everyone's blaming the wife, saying it's her fault. She should stand out of man business, which I told you I agree to a certain extent. It's not that lady's fault. Yo, Jason Pass came up there with a gun, bro. He came up with a gun. He came up there with a gun, and he only had one thing. He knew how it was going to go down no matter what. Someone was getting shot that night. You're not going to go upstairs to talk to someone with your piece if you don't know that's how you're going to handle things. And here's how I know, and here's how I feel he went upstairs with murder on his mind. Soon as the guy back was turned, he pulled out and shot him. When the young man ran towards him, now, the young man's running towards him. It's already gone. And by the way, people are like, why the young guy ran towards him? Guys, unless you're trained, unless you're military, unless you've been in like live fire training before, the majority of people don't know what to do when there's live fire surrounding you. We all panic. We all lose our cool. We all lose our thought. We don't know what to do. So I guess the young man thought he was doing best. He was trying to rush the dude who just shot his step pops, and it didn't end well. So I don't blame the wife. I really don't. Should she stay out of man business? Yeah, I get it. Because at the end of the day, if this thing goes left between 2 men, you don't want to be in a position where you're hurt and now the kids don't have any parents left. It's by the grace of God she got back in that house. Now, the optics of her closing the door on the husband while he's trying to get back in looks pretty bad. I'm not even going to lie to you about it. But I don't blame her. I just think Jason Pass came upstairs and he knew what he was going to do. Like I said, that man caught the elevator like he was leaving his friend's house, man. It's cold-blooded. Super cold-blooded. And so the other thing that was on the nets this week also was this 6-year-old drill rapper named Little RT, right? And he was making, everyone was talking about him. So I said, let me check this little dude out. And I seen the little dude, and he's rapping that gangster stuff. He saying that, like drill music, the popular music that all our teenagers probably rock to, and he's spitting them bars, but, holding his Glock, spinning the block, shooting the op, that's pretty much. That's how my ears hear it when I listen to drill music. And by the way, I just spit a bar right there. That's how I hear it when I listen to drill music. And I noticed something disturbing in the video. While little man is out here rhyming all that gangster stuff, there's grown men in the back looking on, like egging them on. And I don't know if little man wrote these rhymes, but probably one of them. If I had to guess, I'm going to say one of those dudes probably wrote the rhymes for Little Man. Probably just did. So, I just told you about the shooting in Brooklyn, right? That had me thinking, like, what is black culture? Like, what defines us? Are we just a culture that embraces and worship gangster shit? And there's no way to say it, right? Are we a culture that embraces the over sexualization of women and girls at an early age? that leads to a lot of unwed mothers and a lot of kids born out of wedlock into single parent house homes? Does that define us? You know, Michael Irvin was recently also made news when his son is a drill rapper, and Michael Irvin, and I give him credit, man, he just kept it 100. He said, I don't understand my son's rapping like this when he grew up in a gated community. When you went to the best private schools, like, why do you want to be a gangster? It all goes back to that Ja Morant, situation, and I had potted on it a couple episodes ago. You want to be, what do you want to do? You want to be, King James or King Von, what are you trying to represent? O Block. I don't understand our fascination with being gangster and being the most toughest criminal out there and smashing the most women. It's something that seems to be highlighted. I've been going down this rabbit hole of watching old school videos. So I was watching old school Rap City on BET, that used to come on BET when BET was BET. And, and I was looking at the videos from back then, and I'm not going to lie to you, maybe one could argue the lyrics was a little better, but it seems like, we've been kind of flirting with the gangster shit since my generation. If being honest, it was ushered in with Biggie and Tupac and NWA and Dr. Dre and, a bitch is a bitch and shooting people and this and this and that. And now you fast forward to 2023 and it's just like gangsterism on steroids. But to me, it's sad because that doesn't define the black culture. The black culture, there's a lot of hardworking Black Americans that work every day to ensure that their kids have a lifestyle that was better than the ones they had, right? Or some is just trying to amplify their kids' lifestyle because they also had a good life and now they want to make sure the kids have a good life. So there's a lot of hardworking, caring, family-oriented, driven, motivated people within the black culture. I don't know why this segment of black culture has such a hold, not only on the media, on the media, but also us as well. Because let's get it, we could blame it on the man all we want, but guys, we partake in this if we keep it 100. Now, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I probably am that dad who will literally roll up to a church service playing Mobb Deep while Prodigy's talking about stab your face with your nose bone. So, I listen to it, but I just feel like to see that 6-year-old kid talking about spinning the block, holding his Glock, I don't know, man. That just, imagine if that was a 6-year-old girl, right, twerking. I think we will all be up in arms, safe to say, right? So I think we should all be up in arms about a young black male, 6-year-old male, talking about the type of stuff he was talking. And we all know the trajectory sometimes of the life of an inner city young black male, especially when they hit their late teen years. I think we need to start preaching more about the family unit. I think we need, don't be scared to incorporate God more, whatever faith it is, into the family unit and structure. I think it's important, man, because this seems to be going way left. And if I had to blame someone, I would blame my generation if I'm keeping it all the way 100. So that's my take on that. All right, so let's get into some positive note. Now, I just told you about this little rapper who's out here spinning the block, shooting ops and all that stuff. Okay, so recently, Ethiopian lady, right, who worked in Lebanon for 30 years as a maid, she did this job to pay for her son's studies. Okay, so all the hard work she put into her son, she poured into him. And by the way, speaking of pouring into your kids, before I go on with the story, I want to give my boy Avilio a super shout out. Every time his son plays football, he sends me video of his son. His son is a complete savage. He's balling out. He's doing his thing. And I see the amount of time, care, attention, probably even monies that my friend pours into his son so he become something greater than his father was. And that's what we should do. Each generation is just try to level up the next generation. So I just wanted to kind of pause before I give this positive note and give my boy a shout out. I salute that. So anyway, Ethiopian lady, she worked 30 years in Lebanon as maid to put her son through school. He becomes a pilot. Okay, so now she's just on a trip and she's heading back home to her home country. And she was surprised. Let me show you the surprise. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it sounds corny, but that whole Whitney Houston joint, Children Are the Future, bro, I never say this, man. I'm getting old. Children are the future. Show them well. Let them lead the way. It's just the truth. To see what that lady had to sacrifice to make sure her son probably wouldn't go to whatever hardship she had in life. And the final outcome was that her son, who she probably put through pilot school, is now the pilot taking her home. Man, that's the most beautiful thing I've seen in the Super Wild, man, you know? And like I was just speaking about my boy, to see his son, he compared pictures of him from Pee-wee to now he's a sophomore, and just to see how well he's developing, you know? When I look at my own kids, I gotta lie to you, man, my kids are, to me, I know every parent says this, but my kids are rock stars, man. They're not total assholes. They're not out here, want to be gangsters and this. They want to be productive citizens in life, and it all starts from the parents. Is because we try to pour onto them proper morals and principles and respect, you know. And I'd rather my kids have that than being the hardest super gangster out here, I really do. So shout out to all the parents that's pouring into their kids, man, and trying to really guide them in the right direction, man. I salute you guys, I really do. So, ladies and gentlemen, that one is it. That is the wrap of the show. I came out here and I talked major crap to y'all. I did. And listen, man, I know I said it at the beginning, but really thank you for all the positive feedback for the last episode. It was my first episode where I did an interview, and I'm going to keep doing more interviews. Like I said, I got a couple of interviews I have in mind. I want to interview some single people, see how the dating life is out here for middle-aged people. I want to interview entrepreneurs, man. I want to interview whoever, man. So if you know somebody, man, who wants to be interviewed, let them know. I'll pull up with the iPhone, baby, and we can make it happen. We definitely can. So as always, thank you for the love and the support. Once again, my people, this is crazy times we living in. The world is on fire. Like Billy Joe said, we didn't start the fire, though. It's always been burning since the world been turning. But I don't know if it's because chaos is literally in our pocket. It just seems a little more turned up than lately. But please, my people, as always, you can do a small part. You can play a small part in the advancement of the human race if you just follow my 3 simple rules, bro. And life will be so much easier. Love yourself, love others, and more importantly, love God. My people, this is Don't Kill the Messenger podcast, episode number 24. As always, have a good week, and I promise you, my good people, I will be back for episode number 25. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, peace.